Okay, I'm gonna hope that I'm in focus. Already, second video, and we've already made our second big upgrade. Audio quality, bam, in the bag. So I bought the Panasonic G85. I never actually got around talking about the camera in the last video, even though I wanted to a little bit. So I'm gonna try to slow down because I'm talking fast and explain my purchase and why in the last video I said that this was the wrong camera. I've probably been speaking too loud this whole time, haven't I? Yep. So I bought the Panasonic G85 after many weeks of research, thinking that I figured it out. If I'm gonna start vlogging, Panasonic G85. Why? It's got internal stabilization. It's got good stabilization. Actually, I don't even think I have both auto stabilizations on. I think I just have the in-body and the lens. There's also an electronic video stabilizer. So I'm gonna try that and see if it's any better. Okay, now we have the E-stabilizer on as well. Everything is on manual focus right now, so I'm trying to keep the camera the same length away from me so that I remain in focus, because the autofocus on this camera isn't as good as I was hoping it would be. It's actually a lot better than I expected it to be, especially with all the firmware updates to the camera that have happened since all the reviews that I read or watched that are from like a year or two ago. So the camera in 2019 is actually really good. Actually, this camera's phenomenal. I don't give it enough credit for what it is, because my specific needs, now that I know what I want, have evolved. Before I thought, okay, I'll get something with good stabilization, and there are a couple other things that I can't think of right now for whatever reason. But now that I have the camera in my hand, I've realized vlogging and stuff like that isn't exactly what I want to do. It's starting to get dark now, isn't it? But taking pictures is actually something that I have really fallen in love with, because, like I said, when I got the camera, I wanted to take videos. But realizing how complicated cameras were and that I was going to have to learn how to actually use the camera, in that process, I've fallen in love with taking pictures. Like right now, this is a beautiful scene for taking pictures, but I'm recording a vlog. Priorities. So I'll show you a couple of the pictures that I've taken so far. Most of them are just around, well, actually all of them are around my neighborhood. Most of them being on the same day too. So I'll show you these 4 or maybe 5 pictures right here. We're all taken same day, within 10-15 minutes of each other, but they all look different, right? And that's what's really cool about taking your photos into Lightroom and stuff like that and messing around with them and just having fun with it. Just taking photos, messing around with them. It's fun, man. Taking some cool portraits too, like here's one of my buddy Mark and his dog, and then here's actually a portrait of one of the very first pictures I took. And I'm so proud of this, just because it just happened so perfectly. Everything lined up, the stars aligned. This person was in the corner of the frame. Actually, it was funny. We were talking about how beautiful it was that day. Here's a couple other pictures from that day. It was just so gorgeous out that day. And then we ended up running into each other, talked for a little bit, and then I went out to go snap some photos, and she had just walked into the frame and started taking a picture with her phone, just at the perfect moment. So I thought, oh shit, I gotta get her in the frame. Click, got her, beautiful shot. I'd put that on the wall. So you might be wondering to yourself, okay, Sov, you have this cool camera and you like taking pictures and you have this good camera. Like I said, the Panasonic G85, great camera. So what's the problem? Like I said, now that I have experienced the camera, I know what I want. I want a full frame camera. I want a wide angle lens, I want a zoom lens, there's a lot of things that I now am realizing that I need. But like I said, I'm now realizing for my needs, for my wants, I need a full frame camera, or at least I want a full frame camera, because I want that. With a full frame camera, you get a bigger field of view, and you can get a shallower depth of field, which is something that, well, okay, that's a rabbit hole in itself, but just for all intents and purposes, you can get a wider field of view, shallower depth of field, and a whole hell of a lot better low light conditions, low light performance than this Mega Four Third sensor will ever deliver me. Like right now, I'm in the sunlight and I have a neutral density filter on the lens right now, which I can basically, well, it's a variable ND filter, so I can turn it and it'll get darker, or turn it this way and it'll get brighter. And that's helping me film in the sunlight and stay at a reasonable shutter speed. But if I didn't have this ND filter on, everything would be super bright. So in the light, no problem. Slap an ND filter on there and I can film, no problem. But as soon as the sun goes down and I need to crank my ISO up just to, which is the sensitivity basically, how sensitive the sensor is to light. When the sun goes down and I gotta crank my ISO up, then the film's gonna start getting really grainy. Right now I'm at the lowest ISO possible, and I still have to use an ND filter because of how sunny it is out. But like I said, that sun goes down, gotta crank the ISO up, and then grainy footage, not what I want. So I'm kicked out of the house right now. Not actually, but my landlord is showing off the apartment to some prospective tenants because I am moving out, finally. Well, it's been 2 years since I've been living here. 2 years since I've been making actual content. Maybe it's the city, maybe I gotta leave if I wanna actually start making content. Or maybe, I just need to stop being so goddamn lazy. See, like this, I'm using the opportunity, because I've got nothing better to do, to talk to you guys and let you know what's up, because I wanted to talk about the camera. Didn't get a chance to do it in the last episode. I just kind of veered off topic over and over and over again. But at this point, I'm kind of rambling too, so yeah, I just wanted to get some practice vlogging, I guess. Tell you guys about the camera, and see you guys in the next one. And there are two of our lovely smokestacks. They are what give this town its glorious reputation for clean air. And if we zoom out and go this way, whoa, you can just barely see the Big Nickel. I was able to zoom in a little bit more. Anyways, that's the Big Nickel. That's where Sudbury gets its, well, that's all that Sudbury's really got going for it. Big Nickel and dirty, dirty air. Look at this, like a joint sticking out of the ground. Two blunts, two big ass blunts. Okay, just as a little bit of a test, I plugged my lavalier microphone into my phone and I'm recording audio with that really quickly just to see if the microphone actually records better on my cell phone, just because the preamps on the Panasonic G85 aren't that great. Like I said, like I have them turned down as low as they can go and they still, like just talking at this volume, start clipping. So yeah, testing the audio on my phone right now, and if it sounds better, I don't know why I didn't try this earlier, but if it sounds better, then in the next video we will improve the audio quality even more. Just get it one step better every time.